Peppa Pig. Peppa plays rugby. Peppa, George and Daddy Pig are visiting the rabbit family. Daddy Pig and Daddy Rabbit are watching a rugby match on television. "Come on, white team," shouts Daddy Pig. "Come on, red team," cries Daddy Rabbit.
"It's a bit loud in here,"
Rebecca Rabbit tells Peppa.
"Let's go and play somewhere else."
Peppa, George, Rebecca and Richard Rabbit leave the living room.
"Our daddies are being very noisy today,"
says Peppa. Suddenly the children hear more loud sounds.
"Oh no," gasps Rebecca. "Now the babies are awake." "The noise from the rugby match woke them up," says Mummy Rabbit, holding Rosie and Robbie Rabbit.
"Oh no!"
"Do you like watching rugby too?" asks Peppa.
"I like playing rugby," says Mummy Rabbit. "My sister and I are quite good."
Wow.
"Can you show us how to play, please?" asks Peppa.
"What a great idea," says Mummy Rabbit. Mummy Rabbit phones her sister, Miss Rabbit. She comes straight over.
"Hello,"
says Miss Rabbit.
"You all look like you're ready to play rugby." "Yes,"
shout Peppa, George, Rebecca and Richard.
"Let's start by passing the ball,"
says Mummy Rabbit. Mummy Rabbit passes the ball to Miss Rabbit. Miss Rabbit passes it to Richard.
"Oh!"
cries Richard as the ball falls to the ground and bounces back up into the air.
"This ball is a funny shape,"
says Peppa.
"It makes it hard to catch."
"Don't worry," says Miss Rabbit. "You can kick it instead."
Wow.
George gives the ball a kick. Then Rebecca grabs it and starts running.
"Keep going,"
says Mummy Rabbit.
"You can get a try."
"Try's like a goal," explains Miss Rabbit.
Wow.
The daddies come out of the burrow. "The match on television has finished," says Daddy Pig. "Now we can cheer you on." Everybody has lots of fun throwing and kicking the ball. After a little while, it starts to rain.
"Oh no,"
cries Peppa.
"Do we have to go inside?"
"No," says Mummy Rabbit, smiling.
"Rugby is even more fun when it's wet outside."
Mummy Rabbit passes the ball to Miss Rabbit. Miss Rabbit catches it and slides through a muddy puddle. Sploosh!
"Come on," she calls. "Everyone join in."
The children have lots of fun in all the rain and mud. "What a great match," cheers Daddy Pig. "Hooray for the rugby players." Peppa loves rugby. Everyone loves rugby. The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa's Muddy Festival. Peppa and George are going to a children's festival. It is a big outdoor party.
"Welcome to the festival.
I hope it doesn't rain," says Mummy Pig. "It could get a bit muddy," Daddy Pig snorts.
"It won't be muddy. I like mud," says Peppa.
There are lots of fun things to try at the festival. What shall we do first? Asked Mummy Pig. Peppa points to a big stripy tent with flags on the top.
Wow.
Let's go in there, she says. Peppa and George are camping overnight at the festival. It is time to go to bed. I'll put up the tent, says Daddy Pig. Peppa spots Susie Sheep. Are you camping too? Peppa asks. Oh, we're not camping, says Susie. We're glamping. Come and see.
Wow.
Wow! The next morning, Daddy Pig is very surprised. It has rained in the night. The whole field has turned to mud, says Mummy Pig. Hooray! Cheer Peppa and George. Miss Rabbit is in the sandcastle area. Hello, she says. Instead of making sandcastles, we're making mud castles. It is nearly the end of the festival. Please make your way to the big stage, calls Miss Rabbit. The children sing, dance and jump in muddy puddles. I love this muddy festival, shouts Peppa. Look, says Daddy Pig. There's Madame Gazelle and her band. Everyone loves a muddy festival. The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa's magical creatures. Peppa and George are having a sleepover at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house.
Hooray!
Granny Pig is reading a bedtime story. And the fairy and the unicorn lived happily ever after, says Granny Pig. The end. I wish I was a fairy, Peppa sighs dreamily. Touch Peppa's shiny wings. Granny Pig tucks Peppa and George into bed. The next story is an underwater adventure, she says. We can read it in the morning. I hope it has a mermaid in it, says Peppa, with a beautiful shimmery tail.
Wow.
Touch Mermaid Peppa's shimmery tail. Peppa dreams of being a mermaid. And a friendly narwhal swims up to say hello. Mermaid Peppa giggles. You're a little sea unicorn. Touch the squishy narwhal. George can't get to sleep. He wakes Peppa up. Would you like another story, George? Asked Peppa. Mr. Dinosaur will like this one. Peppa tells George and Mr. Dinosaur a story about a big green dragon. Touch the dragon's bumpy skin. Granny Pig comes back to turn off the light. Night-night, my lovelies, she whispers. What shall we dream of next? Peppa asks sleepily. Unicorns? Touch the soft unicorn. Sweet dreams. The end. Peppa Pig, Peppa's magical unicorn. One rainy day, Peppa invited Susie Sheep to her house to play. Hello, Susie, cried Peppa when she arrived. Let's play with my horse. Peppa introduced Susie to her toy horse. Susie, meet Horsey Twinkletoes. Horsey Twinkletoes, meet Susie. It's very nice to meet you. Miss Twinkletoes, said Susie politely. Peppa and Susie galloped off to Peppa's bedroom together. Giddy up, Horsey, shouted Peppa, racing around her room on Horsey Twinkletoes while Susie watched. Daddy Pig heard all the noise and came upstairs to see what was going on. "We're playing horses, Daddy," cried Peppa. "I see," said Daddy Pig, seeing Susie sitting quietly. "Do you think perhaps it's Susie's turn, Peppa?" asked Daddy Pig. "Yes," replied Peppa. "Come on, Susie, you can ride Horsey Twinkletoes now." "I don't want to play horses," sighed Susie. "I want to play unicorns." Peppa thought for a moment. "Well, Horsey Twinkletoes is a magic horse," she said. "She can be a unicorn whenever she feels like it." "Oh," said Susie. "Okay." Susie pranced around the room on Horsey Twinkletoes. "Let's brush her beautiful tail," said Peppa. "But unicorns have rainbow tails," said Susie. "Oh," said Peppa. "That's okay. We can put coloured ribbons in it." "What a good idea," said Daddy Pig. "You do that while I get you both a snack." "Now we can fly on the sky on our unicorn," cheered Peppa. "But a unicorn has a horn to hold when you fly," said Susie. "Horsey Twinkletoes doesn't have a horn." "Oh," said Peppa. "That's okay. She flies so gently you don't even have to hold on." Peppa and Susie took it in turns to fly around the room. "I wish Horsey Twinkletoes was a real unicorn," said Susie. "And I wish he was really, really, really sparkly," added Peppa. "I think Horsey Twinkletoes is tired," said Daddy Pig. "Why don't you build her a den to sleep in?" "Yay!" cheered Peppa and Susie. While Peppa and Susie were busy building a den in the living room, Daddy Pig gathered some secret supplies for later. "Wow," said Daddy Pig, when Peppa and Susie had finished. "What a fantastic den!" "Can we sleep in it tonight, Daddy?" asked Peppa. "Please?" "Of course," said Daddy Pig. "If Mammy Sheep says it's okay, you can have a sleepover in the den." "Hooray!" cheered Peppa and Susie. After dinner, Peppa and Susie got ready for their sleepover. "Please, can you read us a bedtime story all about unicorns, Daddy?" asked Peppa. "Of course," Daddy Pig replied. When the story was finished, Peppa and Susie snuggled up in their cosy den and fell fast asleep. While Peppa and Susie slept, Daddy Pig picked up Horsey Twinkletoes, tiptoed outside, and quietly set to work painting. And painting some more, then sticking and sticking some more. And then Daddy Pig added the final touch, a horn. Daddy Pig sneaked back to the den to return Horsey Twinkletoes. "Ta-da!" he whispered. Then he went upstairs and was about to go to sleep when he heard, "Wow!" Peppa and Susie gasped loudly. They had woken up to find Horsey Twinkletoes had transformed into a magical unicorn. "I told you Horsey Twinkletoes was magic," said Peppa. "She's perfect," added Susie. The next morning, Peppa, Susie, George, Mammy and Daddy Pig all sat down for breakfast. Peppa told her family what had happened. "And when we woke up, Horsey Twinkletoes had turned into a real unicorn," gasped Peppa. "It's magic." Said Daddy Pig sleepily. "How wonderful," said Mammy Pig. "It sounds like you and Susie had the perfect sleepover." "Yes," said Peppa. But why does Daddy have paint all over his face? Daddy Pig couldn't answer. He had fallen asleep at the table. After breakfast, Peppa and Susie headed off on a magical adventure with their new unicorn. I love your magical unicorn, cheered Susie. Me too, said Peppa. Everyone loves magical unicorns, especially Daddy Pig. The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.